Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. I hope it, finds you well out there. Did you have a good weekend? Did you have a good Mother's Day? Happy Mother's Day. Belated to all the moms out there. Moms are the best. They really are. I don't know what we would do without the moms. One of my sons wasn't in town, but my oldest one was. He took us out to eat, so it was a nice. We had a very nice Mother's Day. A little bit on the warm side, but guess what? Now it's cooling off again. I mean, we're talking about it's only going to be in like the mid 80s. This week. I don't know what's going on. I mean, May in the Valley, you're usually talking about 100-degree plus, and we'll let you know. Come back in like 5 months when we'll let you know when it's back below 100. But so far, it did get a little warm this weekend. But other than that, the weather's been great. Did you see the big deal with the Chinese? They met in Sweden. The Treasury Secretary says, hey, we're going to meet again in a couple weeks. And they're calling it a cooling off period. Yes, well, maybe we shouldn't have got all hot-headed to begin with. I don't know. But either way, down to a 30% tariff on the Chinese. That's got some people happy. And then prescription drugs. The president signing another executive order. What is it all going to mean? And the great, big, beautiful bill may be too big, and interest rates are steepening. Matter of fact, interest rates are soaring today. We've got to sell off and go, which makes sense, right? Because, the tariff reduction thing, hammer it here. You get the nice, again, I guess, you can't even say, is it big anymore? $100 moves are nothing anymore. 80, 70, it's like every day now. I guess that's the new normal for gold. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. But, yep, the total reset in relationships with the Chinese. And they're going to cool it off a little bit, take that tariffs down to 30%. We'll see what goes from there. The one thing that looks like is certain, and they reiterated it today with the Chinese. I think, Jason, we're going to end up with 10% tariffs on everybody once all these deals get done. Kind of seems like that's where we're going to be.
Kind of sounds like a tax. It's not actually a tax, supposedly. Sure sounds like a tax.
Listen, isn't it great, though, when you can call a tax something else?
Oh, of course it is.
Right?
But it takes all the heat off. Takes all the heat off the guy in charge, doesn't it? It's not a tax.
Yes.
It's a tariff. We're making them pay their fair share. But I'm the one. I'm the one buying the stuff from Walmart that comes from China. Well, that's not my problem. China has to pay it.
Hey, well, you're paying it. Said, just buy less Barbie dolls. That'll be the fix to it all. Just buy less dolls.
It's a Barbie tax. Is that what I just heard?
Instead of buying 100, just buy 3, and everything's gonna be okay.
A Barbie tax. That sounds like lower standard of living, Joe. It's taxes by another name, and I guess if you lower the taxes and the tariffs are up, I guess you guess the average guy's just got to figure out how to maneuver those waters, right, Joe? But I mean, this affects everything. Tires, right? Motor oil, all kinds of stuff, not just the toys, medicine, everything's going up, Joe. Everything's going to go up. And why do I get the feeling that the inflation that I know is going to hit us hard, because gold is showing us that here comes the inflation. And there's going to be a lot of finger pointing coming later this year. A lot of finger pointing.
I'm going to say this. The move on the 10-year note today sure signifies that. What's so funny is last week I told you the bond king, Jeff Gundlach, what did he tell you? What did he say? Oh, yeah, rates are going higher. Everybody I talk to, everybody knows it. The only one that doesn't know it may be Donald Trump. But this morning, he signs this executive order. Now, this is another, listen, these tariffs were kind of a feel-good story, right? The shutting of the border, another feel-good story. Jason and I have said it forever. Listen, we don't need the ridiculousness that was the Biden border. We don't. But we do need some, right? And we better figure out what that sum is. Otherwise, things are going to get expensive, right? Because, well, they work for the least. Tariffs. They sound great. Like, we're going to make them pay. They're going to pay their fair share. Well, the countries don't pay. You guys do know that, right? The companies pay the tariffs. The companies pay them. Having said that, we did need, if we're going down to the 10%, that means the budget deficit is going to be even worse. But having said that, today, he did another feel good. He signed an executive order. So for those of you, maybe there's some out there that don't know how prescription drugs work. We have entire communities here in Arizona, one in Yuma, another one south of Tucson, that seniors live in, and every month go to Mexico to get their prescription drugs. Why? Well, because it's cheaper, and a lot cheaper. Why? Well, simply the pharmaceutical companies, well, America can pay more, and Americans can pay more, so we're going to charge them more, and other countries less. Well, that sounds like a crappy deal to me. Well, I'm going to tell you what just happened today. Stay with us. 800-951-0592. A quick look at the markets here. The Dow's up 900. Almost 1,000. It was up 1,000 at one point. Maybe again, right? The feel-good story, only 30% tariffs on the Chinese. The S&P up 150. The NASDAQ up 600. The 10-year note 445. Uh-oh. Whoops. Whoops. Right back up there again. Oil's higher, up $1.50. Like we talked about, gold down $85. Jump on it. So yesterday, what was it, Friday? We had 20s at what, $34.95? 34.25. 10 or more, $3,400. How's that? Yeah, can't beat that. 800-951-0592. Silver saying, listen, I believe this. We're going to get a gold and silver rally probably tomorrow, especially, and I should say silver, platinum, palladium. Early on, this was, you're selling gold, and a lot of people just, okay, sell gold, silver, platinum, palladium, right? You kind of sell them all together. Silver's going to be getting ready to turn positive here, $32.53. Platinum and palladium are still down $24. It won't last. I mean, this is actually good for the industrial metals, right? So we should see a rally sooner rather than later when it comes to the industrial metals. Continue to be diverse. Today's a great day on diversification, right? Because you don't know. Hey, Wall Street had a good day today, so you got the stocks you got did good today. That's a good thing, right? Gold's down. I can buy more gold for less today. That's a good thing. Then we talked about, so we're talking about prescription drugs. And this is a very complicated subject because it's true. Listen, it's not even a secret. Right? Pharmaceutical companies, they'll just tell you flat out. They charge countries different prices. In other words, they don't care. Now, first of all, here's the bad thing that again, there's feel goods in this. No one buys more drugs than us, right? Nobody. And could you imagine if all these older folks, the snowbirds, didn't have to go to Mexico every year to buy all their drugs every month? Heck, I'm not kidding you. They have buses for these people. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a thing, right? I mean, it's part of the economy. Oh, my God. Jason is just going crazy over there.
Something was not.
What are you doing?
Every Monday I come in, I got to remember to change everything from the weekend, guys. But I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Okay, now listen. I'm going to ask, and I don't want to, okay? What the heck is Elba? What is that all about?
We'll talk about that.
Or do I not want to know? Do I not want to know?
I'm renaming the studios here Elba Studios, but we'll get to that soon enough.
All right. I don't want to know. Never mind. I don't want to know. I'm moving right on. So they do. Now, part of it is, well, you know, this is a poor country. So, you know, we want to do our, what do you call, I don't know, we want to be nice, right? Because they don't have a lot of money in these countries, so we'll charge them less. At the same time, here in the U.S., especially with Medicaid, Medicare, insurance, we pay for everything. We pay for the R&D. We pay for the development, right? And they deliberately charge us more on purpose. Well, this morning, the president signed an executive order that he said that there are some countries that need help. That's fine. We're going to be equalizing. But here's what he said. We're going to pay the lowest price there is in the world. We will get whoever is paying the lowest price. That's the price we're going to get. Uh-oh. That sounds great, right? Clap it up, right? Yes. Wait. No. Uh-oh. Here's the problem. First of all, I don't know what drugs it's not all of them. Apparently, there's going to be a list. But what do you think is going to happen? Obviously, pharmaceutical stocks are getting murdered today. But Jason, eventually the pharmaceutical companies are going to be like, okay, we're just going to charge everybody more. I mean, that's probably what's going to end up happening.
I think everyone's going to be charging more. I think gold, being a leading indicator of inflation, has been telling us that for almost 18 months. You look at the price. You know, the market could have a burn up here before a huge thud. You know, when you have inflation, it just makes everything hard to understand. And what you're talking about, Joe, once again, there's going to be a lot of finger pointing. Well, why is pharmaceuticals going up? Oh, it's going to be because of this and the tariff that or this and that. It's going to go up, Joe. I think your group of Arizonians crossing the border is going to, you know, I got this sent to me from. Let me pull it up because this goes right along with what you were saying. Let me go. I'm going to find it right here because it's really good. Crossing the border, they're taking pictures of all Americans crossing the border now. Not just front seat. They're taking pictures of everyone in the back seat. They want to know everybody that's going into Mexico or going into Canada. They want pictures of all the activity, Joe. I have a feeling getting your cheap pharmaceuticals and bringing them back in the country is going to start to be a little harder here pretty soon, Joe, and not just on making trips down there, but, I mean, they're taking pictures. They're taking pictures of everybody leaving the country. They say that, well, we're doing this because we want to see people that are self-deporting. We want to make sure we know all the self-deport, as if they know all the people that showed up here illegally. They're here illegally. So how do you have pictures of these people? Unless they know a whole lot more than they're letting us know, Joe. So, but now, it's they're taking pictures of you and your family are going to drive into Mexico and make sure all the pictures. And I'm talking 3 rows of seats. They're trying to get pictures of the entire. They're 61% effective right now, so they're not getting all the pictures. But pretty soon. You know, it's...
yeah, I mean, facial recognition that the world we live in. This whole Real ID stuff, what a bunch of nonsense. You know, the last time I was in Phoenix, I didn't have to even show my ID. They just took a picture of my face, right? I mean, so I don't know. Listen, it's here. Whether you like it or not, the government is spying everywhere. And
Friday,
guess what?
Go ahead, Joe.
I was just going to guess what? A lot of people think that's a great idea.
I know.
Right? that's the scary part. A lot of people think, we want to take pictures of the people coming in and out of the border. Sure, at the airport, everywhere.
Friday, May 9th, this is when it came out, the Trump administration wants to photograph everyone leaving the U.S. by car. U.S. Customs and Border Protection wants eyes on everyone leaving the country by vehicle. Starting this week, the agencies, the border agencies, plan to photograph every person in cars going to Mexico or Canada by land, including backseat passengers. The program would use facial recognition to match the pictures. So it's just everything we just said, Joe. And it's suggesting that we need to know self-deporters. It's just because we need to know self-deporters, as if the minivan full of a family really needs it's going to be self-deporting people. But they're going to take those pictures too, because you know what, Joe? I think they want to make sure they know who's, when the old timers are going down to get their pharmaceuticals for cheaper, they want to know who's bringing it in. I have a feeling you're going to start getting in trouble for this stuff. They want to. If they see the pictures you going out, then they probably have a better idea who to pull over and check on the way back in, right, Joe? So, old-timer Bob did not pay for his pharmaceuticals this week, and we just saw a picture of him leaving into Mexico. Well, we're going to get him on the way in, and he's going to suffer mightily while we hold him in holding, and he needs his pills. We'll tell him.
Well, I'll say this: if that stops, then I guess success to Trump, right? If all of a sudden Mexico's got to charge the same price we do, right?
Oh my gosh.
Here's the thing: think about the ramifications for those people, right? This is how they survive. But if they can't go to Mexico or Canada to buy the cheaper drugs, I wonder what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting. Listen. A lot of it's good because you're like, yeah, screw those guys. We don't want to pay for this crap. And we buy more drugs. We sure, and let's face it, right? You come in here with $1,000, we're going to do the best we can for you. But you come in here with $1 million, right? You're going to pay less than the guy that had $1,000. You just are. That's not the case in pharmaceuticals. It's like, well, yeah, I know you're our biggest customer, but, we got to kind of screw you a little bit to make this whole thing going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Other things that happen, I know, because, everyone's talking about the trade thing and all that. The Treasury Secretary did say, okay, we got about 6 weeks. 6 weeks, and you guys better do something, right? We're going to be out of money. And of course, it could be just extend the debt ceiling, get rid of the debt ceiling,
yes.
do something. We got 6 weeks. And of course, everyone's waiting for this big, beautiful bill. Well, the banks aren't waiting. So they are now coming out. So we kind of got an idea. There's a baseline, right? This is what we want to do. We want to extend these tax cuts. What's it going to cost? See, and this is the part that makes perfect sense. Hey, let's bring the China thing down to 30%. We'll have a $1,000 up day on Wall Street, and nobody will even notice that they came out and said the most likely scenario is there will be no deficit reduction whatsoever, that the deficit will expand by $220 billion. And by the way, most of that rising interest rates on the debt, weaker revenue, slower growth, plus an additional $90 billion added by the quote-unquote fiscal packages, right? The new budget, the one big, beautiful bill. Jason, so right now the quote-unquote base case, add another $300 billion to the debt next year. So if we don't hit $3 trillion this year, we'll probably hit it next year, according to the banks. And guess what else they said? Interest rates, yeah, don't expect them to go down And now they're saying we're in a new cycle that will last at least 25 years.
Yep, that sounds familiar.
Where they see the 10-year note going back to what they say were the old normals. By the way, what was the old normal? 8%. Uh-oh.
Yep.
What does that put a mortgage at? 10? Right?
Yep.
Right? Doesn't it? I mean, I don't know, close to that, right? Wow. And what does that do to the deficit? Jason, they're saying that we were in a cycle that actually went 33 years from the highs of the early 80s all the way down to, what did we have? Zero, right? Remember zero? And now they're saying, get ready. We're heading back to the old way. And by the way, yeah, 8%, I was a little high. 7.85% is where they think the 10-year note's going to be. 800-951-0592, $20 gold pieces, $34.25, 10 or more, $3,400. Buy this dip in gold. It's down 80 right now, right at 32.25. Get in here. It's a great entry point. Everybody, and I mean everybody, telling you, right, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. Heck, one of the banks was talking 10,000. I mean, in a few years, but 4,000. Everyone's talking 4,000 this year. Right? Worst case, 4,000 next year. Look at the debt. That's all you need to know. We can't keep adding $300, $400, and $500 billion a year. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work. How about this? After an unprecedented rally, gold prices have outperformed virtually every major investment vehicle. Well, we can add another feather in the cap. Gold now has surpassed stocks for second place as the best long-term investment in the United States, according to Gallup's latest poll of Americans. Real estate was still number one. I wonder what, boy, it's hard to see real estate getting off the mat here. I don't know that prices are going to go down, but man, with these interest rates, I guess it's just going to be a different, well, you know, Jay Powell said it best. There will be whole parts of the United States where most people can't buy a home, right? Whether it's I can't afford it to I can't get it insured, right? Only the uber rich are going to be able to do it. Americans' belief in the security of stocks has taken a hit, while gold appeal has only grown, causing the two asset classes to trade places. 23% of Americans now say gold is the best long-term investment. By the way, that's up 5 points from last year. Only 16% said stocks. 37% still said real estate. That, by the way, is unchanged from last year. By the way, it's the 12th straight year in this poll that real estate has been number one. 13%, boy, I don't know who these people are, savings accounts and CDs. 5% bonds. Yeah, boy, bonds are going to be ugly right now. 4% saying crypto. I think that will go, right? By the way,
let me say one thing, Joe, about savings accounts, which is the worst place for inflation to keep your money. There is one thing to said about just holding cash. When something like Texas coin pops out in front of you, you're ready to jump on it, right, Joe? So I'm not a big fan of holding cash, but you know, if you have a diverse portfolio, you have a little bit of this and that. cash is obviously the fastest way to jump in on something. So when we jump out with Texit coins, so to speak, the guys that were sitting there ready, Joe, they came quick. They were ready to go. And gold does the same thing. Gold is very fast, especially dealing with us. But all those things are great things to hold, Joe, right? Right? I just one thing that I like about gold and silver, why I've always liked it about other things, it just has less hassle. It's private. It just keeps you in this happy little spot where, you know, it's just versatile. There's just so much you can do with it. And people who don't understand this, get some gold, start, you know, moving it around and get inside and understand what it is. Because the guys that, Joe, that we buy and sell gold from, they get it. And then they're like I've always said, they're very comfortable, happy people. People that own gold and silver are very relaxed compared to people owning stock.
That's so true. It really is. It's amazing. He's Jason, I kid you not. Again, 800-951-0592. You know, we've been talking about Texit a lot lately and talking about its program. I just wanted to know, it touched 85 cents this morning. I mean, this thing is just on a tear. Big news last week. They had the largest single day in company history last week as far as number of miners signing up. It was the largest week in company history. And Jason, if this morning is any indication, we're going to shatter those records again this week. And this is how do you grow this market cap, right? We're going to have Bobby Gray on, the founder. This is what's great, right? And I say this all the time. Jason has his phone number. I have his phone number. I can call Bobby anytime I need to talk to him about anything. This guy has been in this space for such a long time. His involvement with the creation of the Bitcoin coin itself, his testimony in Congress, and what he is doing with this company, and essentially saying billionaires stay out. Well, you don't have to stay out. You can get in, but you got to get in like everybody else, right? You don't get preferential treatment. We want a truly a money that can't be controlled by any one entity, and it is gaining steam. And I'll say this: I think Bobby was out doing an interview just a few days ago. He thinks they're going to have a market cap of over $100 million in the next 3 months. And then we'll launch on the Kraken exchange. That's a U.S. exchange right here. That's going to be awesome. How do you get there? You get there by adding miners. The more miners that are added, the higher the price will go, right? And again, listen, there's risk here. I want to throw that out there. I think the risk is negligible. Let me give you this example. Let's just say you did $3,000, okay? In 26 weeks, let's just say the price is $1, okay? So if you bought the coins, you'd have 3,000 coins, right? If you buy mining shares, well, you add them every day. If the coin doesn't go up, nothing happens. You don't. You just give $3,000 and walk away. In 26 weeks, you're going to have 3,000 coins. I'm going to talk about in 52 weeks what you're going to have and why I think it's worth the risk. We'll be right back. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Again, $20 gold pieces. 1 through 9, 34 and a quarter, 10 or more, 3,400. You call the 800 number if you want to sign up, get involved, and text it. You know, we all know, right? Gosh, Bitcoin. If we'd only known, if we only would have got Ethereum, if we had only known, and this is one of these situations. I'll just use my story. Wednesday will be 2 weeks for me. I started getting coins at 55 cents. I said it touched 85 cents this morning. The amount of miners joining up every day and every week is setting records. And still, most people have never heard of it. But I was telling you, I don't care, 3, 6, 9, it doesn't matter. The same story is true. 26 weeks, you've made your initial investment back. You'll have enough coins to sell the 3,000, 6,000, or 9,000 that you put in.
If the price doesn't go up.
Right. Well, you see, Jason keeps beating me to the punch, right? Jason's right. But if the price goes up, it shortens it.
Yeah.
And it can shorten it significantly. If you are one of those people that you like to tell your friends about stuff and, hey, let's take a flyer on this with me, you can even go, your timeline goes down even more. But let's just take this at face value. 26 more weeks. Let's just say, okay, 3,000 in the first 26 weeks. Say you get 3,000 the second 26 weeks. So you got 6,000 coins, tokens, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll be shocked if a year from now the coin is only $10. By the way, that would give you $60,000. You know, people asked me last week, and it's a hard one, because we allow you to trade gold. You can trade $20 gold pieces, gold eagles, gold bars. Would you do it?
Yes.
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 You know what? But I throw this caveat. You know why I say yes? Because a year from now, you're going to sell some of your tokens, your coins, and you're going to take big profits, and you're going to turn around, and let's just say you gave me 3 gold pieces to do the 9-pack. Well, guess what? You're going to turn around, and you're going to buy 15 gold pieces and still have a lot of money left over. Listen, $20 is probably more realistic. That would be on a $3,000 investment closer to $120,000. And the best part is, let's just say you sold half. Say you did. $60,000. Guess what? The next day, you still got $60,000 in it. The next day, they put more coins in your account. And the next day, they put more coins in, and more coins in, and more coins in.
Listen, this is an early opportunity. The reason that,
that's all it is.
When you hear the excitement, that's why we want you to get excited.
I'm excited.
This is an early adoption situation. You know, this Texas says this is your second chance when it comes to cryptos. The way it's being developed is to keep people in. A lot of cryptos are pump and dump. That's not the way this is working. When you get these, if you buy a 9-pack, you're going to get 12 mining shares, what they call hash. If you bought that, okay, and decided I want to sell my mining shares and get out, I haven't actually heard of a story yet that somebody sold their hash yet. But the hash is $1,000 per mining share, per 100 hash. So you're going to get 12. That's $12,000 on 3 ounces of gold or $9,000 buy-in. Joe and Jason, if you want to sell your hash back to us and get out right away, I'll buy it. I'll buy it immediately, because this is the point in when you want to accumulate hash, and you're only allowed to buy in a 9-pack, 12 hash. That's the most they'll let you get. They're not going to let some fat hog millionaire come in, billionaire, and buy a bunch of mining shares and then try to pump and dump the system. They're going to keep people involved in this, and we may talk about it more maybe on the next hour, but I know that this seems funny for a lot of people. It seems like it's weird. It's just a pile of money that goes up in value because people keep their pile of money in. Well, that's true. But remember, everybody listening to this, you already are involved in a pile of money situation. It's called a bank. This bank, Joe and I believe, is going to be a steady bank when it comes to cryptos. And it's got the blockchain proof of work, which means nobody can come in and just tap on a computer and say, here's a billion shares.
This isn't the Trump coin. This isn't a meme coin. This is not what we're talking about. This is a coin over time. Listen, they think this thing is going big, right? Hey, there's going to be a date where it's 1,000, where it's 10,000, where it's 100. I don't know. But I do know what they put in front of us. I do know when I'm watching. I watch their market cap. You know, their market cap went from about 20 million to 33 million in a matter of a week. The number of people that continue to sign, this is the sign. This is what gives the stability to this. I think this isn't a, hey, throw 3, 6, or 9 grand at it and hope you double your money. That's not this. That's why you can buy the coin to do that, right? You want to do that, just buy the coin. These mining shares, listen, they go 130 years. They do. One guy, and this going back a couple of months, and I think the thing was like, 25 cents. He sold one of his blocks that he had $30,000 for someone else to use it that he had paid $3,000 for. Yeah, he took his return and sold his hash, right? There's all kinds of possibilities here. Get in with us, 800-951-0592. Final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. And, talking about a great special here. We got a pullback on the China tariff news. $20 gold pieces, 1 through 9, 34 1/4, 10 or more at 3,400. And then we were talking Texit, right? Whether you want to trade 1, 2, or 3 ounces of gold to get in, or you just want to buy in. I think this is a great opportunity. And here's the best part. Well, I don't know a lot about it, right? We don't know a lot about Bitcoin and Ethereum. I still don't know a lot about it. But here's the thing. We can do it all together. And when you look at, just think about today. Well, now the tariff's 30%. Right? But it was 145. All this, that gives the world no confidence. Right? We don't know what the rules are. Now, prescription drug companies, you can't do business like this. Got to change it. Then the banks. Well, the debt's going up another $300 billion next year. And that's if we're lucky. Because they say that's our base case.
There's going to be less Texit than there are dollars. That's one of the reasons. As long as it sticks around, it's going to go up.
I mean, come on.
Let me say one more thing, because we're leaving the Arizona audience. We have a gathering here in Colorado on Thursday, but Joe and I have been in this just about 2 weeks. If you can get on the phones, call the 800 number, 800-951-0592 to call to Joe if you want to sign up. If you're in Colorado, get a hold of me. You can go to 1360khnc.com, click on contact, get an email into me. I'll put you on the schedule. I would suggest signing up as much, if you're really interested, signing up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Even if you're coming to the Thursday event, sign up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It just seems like as the week gets old, the Texit people are getting very busy Thursday and especially Friday, Saturday, and things slow down. There's only so many people that can sign so many people up, and this is across the country. There's these big pods of people. They have a Florida pod. In other parts of the country, they have these groups of people that are really getting hot on this. So you might want to call the 800 number. You might want to go to 1360khnc.com, set up an appointment to come see me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before the Thursday meeting, or just get in there to Arizona. Get in there and talk to Joe. Joe's got Arlene doing this and Sarah, and you guys are ready to sign up.
Yeah, we're getting ready to look. We're looking to hire somebody to come and help us in the office on Mondays and Fridays. So if any of you listeners out there may be interested, talk to us about that. We are extremely, extremely busy. And again, doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter where you live. I don't care what state you live in, where you live. It doesn't matter. You call the 800 number. We can help you. If you want to reach out to Jason at the radio station, he can help you. It really doesn't matter which way. But like I said, this is not one of those things where there's risk involved. Absolutely there is. The potential is amazing. Bobby Gray, the guy behind this, everything's out in the open. They got a Telegram page that, listen, every Tuesday and Thursdays, he's out there interacting with people. Jason, it's something where you don't get this. Who's the owner of Bitcoin? I don't know. Nobody still knows.
You want to hear dedication of Bobby Gray? Yeah. His wife took one of the Texit coins and turned it into a ring. And she allowed him to marry Texit coin for 2025 because his wish after his kids had moved out was to spend all of his time on just Texit this year. So he's been given permission that if he's in the middle of dinner and he has to talk to one of us, he can get up from dinner and answer phone calls because he wants this to work. He's literally married himself to Texit for 2025, Joe.
800-951-0592.